Welcome to this week's Praxis Spanish Help. If you are taking the Praxis Spanish 5195 for the first time, you do not need to study like I did on retake. You don't need 80 hours in 10 weeks. You need a longer runway, a lighter weekly load in time to actually learn the test before you start drilling sections. Today, I am giving you that plan. 16 weeks, 4 to 6 hours a week. Quick question before we start. When's your test day? Drop the month in the comments. I'll tell you in a minute how to know if 16 weeks is right for you or if you need to compress. Quick setup. 3 things you need to know before we look at the calendar. 1. This plan is for first-time test takers. If you have already failed once, watch the episode 10 retake plan instead. Different intensity, different priorities. 2. 16 weeks at 4 to 6 hours a week is about 80 total hours. Same total as the retake plan, just spread over 16 weeks instead of 10. That difference matters. More rest between sessions, more time for vocabulary to actually settle, more time to get used to the test before you stress about score. 3. The test is $170 to register. The retake is another $170 if you fail. Worth saying out loud. Putting in the 80 hours now saves you $170 and 10 more weeks of your life. Don't rush a first attempt to save 6 weeks. You will pay back twice. The plan has 3 phases. Phase 1, learn the test itself. Phase 2, build each section. Phase 3, simulate test day. Let's go through them. Weeks 1 to 4, about 4 hours per week. Weeks 1 to 2, format plus diagnostic. Weeks 1 and 2, learn the format. Don't drill yet. Just learn what the test looks like. What to do. Download the free ETS study companion. Read it cover to cover. Take 1 untimed practice test just to feel the question types. Don't grade yourself harshly. You are scouting. Hours, about 4 hours each week. Weeks 3 and 4, first-timed practice and section identification. What to do. Take 1 full-timed practice test. Don't worry about your score. Write down which 2 sections felt hardest and which one felt easiest. That is your study plan input. Most first-timers I talk to are shocked by listening pace and by how little time they have for reading. Better to find that out in week 3 than on test day. Hours, about 5 hours each week. Phase 2, build the sections. Weeks 5 to 12, section building. 5 to 6 hours per week. 8 weeks total. About 2 weeks per priority area. Weeks 5 and 6, cultural knowledge, front-loaded for the same reason as the retake plan. Highest movability per hour. What to do? 3 anchors, ACTFL, 3-piece lens, build a 60-card deck, 30 minutes a day, every day. Episode 8 has the full framework. Weeks 7 and 8, reading practice the question first scanning approach. What to do? 2 timed reading sections per week. Reviewed same day, 30 to 45 minutes per session. Episode 4 has the full reading deep dive. Weeks 9 and 10, listening, the slowest improving section. So start early, middle, and stay consistent. What to do during these weeks? 20 minutes of Spanish podcast or news per day. 1 timed listening section per week. Take notes, who, what, where on the first listen, nuance on the second. Weeks 11 and 12, writing. 1 full 18-minute timed writing per week. Self-score against the rubric. What to do during these weeks? Aim for clear, advanced, low topic sentence, 2 to 3 supports, transition words, conclusion. Don't try to write beautiful Spanish. Write clear Spanish. Where does speaking live? Speaking is not a phase. Speaking is woven through every single day from week 1. 10 minutes of recorded Spanish daily. By the time you hit phase 3, speaking is already a habit, not a stress. Weeks 13 to 16. Simulation plus tape. Around 6 hours per week, dropping to 2 in week 16. Weeks 13 and 14. Full-length mock tests. 1 per week. Real test conditions. Same time of day, same seat, same screen, same snacks. What to do during these weeks? After each mock, write down 1 thing that surprised you. That is the only thing you study the following week. Week 15, targeted review only. Whatever your weakest section was on the mocks, that's all you touch. During this week, 3 short sessions, 60 to 90 minutes each. No new material, just sharpening. Week 16, rest. This is the most important week of the plan. During this week, light vocabulary review, 1 short speaking practice every other day, full sleep, no mocks, no new material. Walk into test day rested, not exhausted. I skipped this on my retake. My speaking score dropped 6 points because of it. Don't repeat my mistake. 3 quick rules for adapting this plan to your situation. 1. If you have fewer than 16 weeks before your test day, cut phase 1 down. Keep 1 diagnostic week, then jump straight into section building. You are already a Spanish teacher. You don't need 4 weeks to learn the format. 2. If you have more than 6 hours a week, don't add more sections. Add more cultural drills. The 3 anchor deck is the gift that keeps giving. Spaced repetition is your friend. 3. No matter how much or how little time you have, keep your final week as a rest week. Always. This is the rule I broke and the rule that cost me the most. Back to the question from the start. What's your test date? Drop the month. If you are less than 16 weeks out, comment compressed, and I'll reply with how to shorten this plan to your timeline. Next Tuesday, for teachers whose Spanish has gotten rusty. How to build your dominant Spanish when you've been teaching mostly in English for years. Different problem, different plan. subscribe so you don't miss it. There are 2 great resources for you to pass the Praxis Spanish test with confidence. They are free. Links are in the description box. 1. My 50 Academic Spanish Verbs PDF, the recognition list that shaves 4 to 7 minutes of reading on test day. 2, and this part is a bonus, when you grab the verbs, you will also get my Post-Section Debrief Checklist. It covers all 5 sections of the praxis and turns every practice test you take into one specific fix this insight. Both free, both yours when you sign up. And if you want me to actually walk through your plan with you, looking at your score report, your hours, your test day, that's exactly what the founding cohort is. 15 seats, $247. Opens in August. Waitlist link is in the description. Waitlist members get first chance, and they get a 15-minute plan review call with me before week 1. Free guide is in the description. The 5 shifts that took me from 159 to 174. Quick action this week. Count the weeks between today and your test day. If you have 16 or more, you can use this plan as is. If you have fewer, drop a comment with compressed and your week count. I'll reply with how to shorten it. See you next Tuesday for the Rusty Spanish video. Bye!